In the first instance, there was all water everywhere. Then an egg, Hiranyagarbha, with gold inside, came into existence. Universe has come out of it. Due to Raj, Brahma came into existence. He is known as Hiranyagarbha. It broke into two hemispheres, and the earth and the sky came into existence. Brahma thus created 14 bhuvans, 10 directions, mind, speech, time, 6 enemies as desire, anger, etc. Brahma created 7 sons, Manas, Putras, namely Marichi, Atri, Angras, Pulasti, Pulaha, Kratu, and Vashista. Of these, Sri Guru took birth in the house of Atri. Anusya, devoid of hatred, was the devoted wife of Atri Rishi. She was very beautiful. Also, seeing her exceptional devotion to her husband, the gods in heaven began to fear that some day she might overcome them. Hence, Indra and other gods went to Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh and said to them, "How can one describe the greatness of the devotion of Anushya to her husband, Atri? She has served her husband with body, mind, and speech. She also serves guests, giving them desired food. None returns disappointed from her place. Fire, sun, and wind are also afraid of her. We are all afraid of her. She may sometime win over this heaven. Therefore, kindly do something to give us relief." Hearing this, Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh said angrily, "We shall test her devotion." Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh came to Atri Muni's ashram in the Medicans' discourse. When Atri had been out to the river for daily rituals, the Medicans said to Anusuya, "We are very hungry. Give us food. We have come here hearing your good name for offering the guests their desired food." Anusuya bowed to them respectfully and said, "You please return soon after finishing your bath and daily rituals." The three gods replied, "We have already taken bath and finished the rituals. Atri Rishi may take time to return. Better you serve us food soon." Anushya seated them on carpets and began serving food on leaf plates. The guest said to Anushya, "We have one more desire. We have come here from a long distance as we have heard of your beauty. We wish you to put off your garments and then serve us with food. If you do not comply with this, we shall leave this place without meals." This made Anushya bitterly anxious. She realized that some great personage have come to test her chastity. She thought that if they returned without food, she would lose sanctity of her penance. Believing that her mind is pure and that her husband's penance will protect her in this ordeal, she told them, "You have your food without any doubt. I shall serve you food as you desire." She went into her kitchen and, remembering her husband, put off her garments and saying, "The guests are like my children," she came out to serve food to the guests. Instantly, all the three gods were transformed into three newly born crying babies. She was terrified to see the crying babies. She put on her clothes and took the babies one after the other to her breast for feeding. What great power does a Pativrata possess! Those who have 14 bhuvans, 7 oceans, and fire in the belly were all satisfied with the little milk in her breast. Anusuya thus became the mother of the three great gods. She placed them in a cradle and pulled the strings to and fro and began singing lullabies. It was midday. Atri Rishi returned from the river after finishing his rituals. He was very much astonished to see Anushya pulling the string of a cradle and singing songs. Anushya narrated all that had happened. Atri Rishi, by power of institution, knew that the babies were Trimurtis, and so he bowed to them. The three gods were also very much pleased. They stood before him and told Atri to ask for a boon. Atri said to Anusya, you may ask for whatever you desire. Anusya said, these babies should stay in this ashram as our sons. The three Mutis readily complied. Anusya began to nurse and feed them. Brahma was known as Chandra, Vishnu was called Datta, and Mahesh was called Durvas. After some time, Chandra and Durvas told their mother Anusya that they both were going away for penance, and that the third, Datta, will be staying with her. She should know him as Trimurti. After this, Chandra and Durva went away. Chandra went to Chandralok and Durvas went to the forest for penance. Datta or Dattaraya remained with Anushya. Dattatreya is the founder of the seat of Sri Guru.